You guys been on tour now for a month or two. How's it been so far, the shows?
I mean, the shows have been successful. I would call this entire tour a success, to be honest with you. But I mean, it goes more to speak to the people behind the scenes more than it does to us, to be honest. But it's going good.
So what made you were a roughnecker. What made you decide to try out and actually do American Idol?
Well, first of all, I'm not a roughneck. I worked on an oil rig as a roughneck. The mistaken. It's funny because that was so highlighted, and it's probably the smallest part of my entire life. I actually have been a singer for many, many years. This has been a goal of my life since I was 11 years old. It's not by mistake. And it's just funny that people are like, oh, you just happened to upon, and I didn't, trust me. But, you know, it was a big change for me. It was a transition from, you know, an everyday hard labor job, which I have a lot of respect for, to this, which is hard labor in a different way.
Yeah, you were saying, going back to you've written a lot. You actually have written a lot of songs. How many? Like over 800 songs?
I'm actually at 909 right now.
909. Jeez.
Yeah, definitely.
So what's it, you get on, like you're saying, a hard job, you know, between that and this. What's your typical day like? For example, today you're in Grand Rapids. You got the show later on tonight. What's it like? Take me behind the scenes, kind of like life on the bus, the tour, all that.
Well, I mean, we drove in early this morning from, where were we last night? I forgot. Anyways, we drove in from the city before this morning, and then we sleep for a few hours in the hotel room, and then we drive over here to the arena. First things off, usually hitting up the fans outside, saying hello and stuff, and then coming inside doing press. Then we do meet and greet, and then we do getting ready, getting dressed on the stage. Another meet and greet after the show, and another meet and greet after that, and then back out to the fans after that, and then on the bus at midnight, heading to the next place.
So when you guys are on the bus, who are you hanging out with? What are you guys doing behind the scenes?
We either eat, sleep, or laugh at some funny movie we're watching on the bus. There's not a whole lot to do on the bus.
When you guys were, when you were performing back on this past season here, you performed Garth Brooks' Ain't Going Down Till the Sun Comes Up. After Idol's done, and you're obviously going to continue to pursue music like you've been doing for a long time, what would you want to go towards, country, or what are you kind of leaning towards? What's your aspiration, I guess?
Well, I will tell you that there will be an album next year, and it's going to be a modern pop country album. It's more on the Rascal Flatts side of things than the Garth Brooks side. It's not. There's a lot more of the R&B and the poppy sound to it. But it is going to be country. You know, before I came to the show, I'm just being honest. And hopefully I don't lose country fans over this, but I'm being real. Country was never a plan of mine. I'm an R&B soul singer, have been all my life. That's my roots. I had one country song for every 50 R&B songs on my iPod. I just wasn't a country singer, but I am a country guy. Like, I'm a country boy. I mean, there's more to it. Country isn't just a genre. It's a way of life. It's different than just pinning it to a genre. But for me, through the season, through the expertise of professionals and through the fans speaking out, I've really turned in onto that side of me. It hasn't changed me. I've just begun to embrace more of me, which is that country side of me that is there. And I've actually developed quite a crush on the fact that I'm going to be a country artist. I've been writing for it, and it's coming out really nice. Like, I'm actually very pleased with the way it's turning out. And I have to say, I love that they want me in country. I love that the fans keep saying that, and they're going to get what they want because the fact that they communicate that to me brings me closer to who I am, and I want to give that back to them. And you know, country fans, it don't get any better than country fans.
Yeah, if you're in with the country fans, you're in with anybody. Who, real quick, wrapping up on the country, who is your biggest inspiration, or people you look at now? Like, I mean, Darius Rucker's doing country now, and that guy's got 3 #1 hits. Who do you really, in the country angle of it, look at, or kind of, if you went country, this is what you'd be doing?
Oh, it's going to be along the lines of Rascal Flatts, Keith Urban type stuff. I have a lot of respect for Rascal Flatts. Gary's probably one of the most amazing vocalists I've ever heard, and I'd love to actually get the chance to sing with those guys. I hear he did an interview and said we weren't worth very much, but maybe he'll change his mind once I record an album. We'll see.
And wrapping up, my last question for you. You've got to meet so many people, you know, been on the road, but actual musical, you know, people that know what they're doing. What have you learned the most from? Like, who has it been? And who's the coolest person you probably got to meet with this whole American Idol experience?
Actually, the coolest person I've met is Adam Lambert. as far as teaching me the most, and it has nothing to do with music. It's got everything to do with character and people and accepting people and understanding differences and not seeing the difference before you see the person, seeing the person first. And I have to say, if I've grown the most from any certain individual, it'd be Adam Lambert.
That's awesome. Michael Sarver, thank you so much for that. I appreciate you taking the time to come on with us, dude.